senior from Hawaiʻi, number 32, Samuta Avea. At 46-time junior from Rio Grande do Sul, number 5, Bernardo da Silva.
How's it going, people? I'm back again, and I decided to immediately jump on the bandwagon after Saturday night's University of Hawaii men's basketball game, in which UH managed to win in a dogfight over the 1-3 or the 2-3 rather Long Beach State. It's 3 wins or 3 losses, 2 wins. Now they're 2-4, courtesy of the University of Hawaii. And I'll tell you right now, I actually had some doubts that the University of Hawaii was going to get this win because, I mean, give Long Beach State credit. They got a lot of good dudes that could ball on their team. And I was very happy that they never let LBSU never let LBSU get away, because they're a good team. They actually won the Big West last season with a 12-3 record. Did I think that we would win this one? I actually did. Like I said, I had some doubts. I actually didn't think they would because, I mean, Long Beach State is a good team. They're one of the perennial front runners along with UC Irvine and UC Santa Barbara. But definitely, UH gets an A grade from me because they were able to keep the beach in sight. And they did so without the services of one of the guys in their backcourt, Justice Jackson. And I was watching the broadcast again on Spectrum Sports. It turns out that Justice Jackson did not play due to inflammation in his knee. So obviously I could tell that the team had to work a little harder than normal because they didn't get a lot of help from their bench. But still, they get an A grade from me, and they managed to come out the winners 79-70. And that was certainly a hard-fought game, to say the least. If the team's able to, and I was saying before, if the team was able to get wins like this, like how they won the Diamond Head Classic in convincing fashion, well, maybe not convincing, but in dramatic fashion, how they managed to claw back from 12 down and win it on a last-second three-pointer from JoVon McClanahan, we're going to be in for a hell of a season. And it looks like so far I'm right. Their only hiccups so far, they fell to Cal State Fullerton on the road. And if that had not happened, we'd be 5-0. Instead, we're 4-1. And currently, we're tied for fourth behind UC Riverside and UC Santa Barbara. Another team I can't quite remember. But anyway, 4-1 right now. And hey, I just like to say subscribe if you haven't. If you like my Supercross uploads, much appreciated. If you like my 2 cents on my local college basketball team, that's great. I also like to point out that I did get some B-roll on my phone. And a reminder, I took all of this, and I actually went to the game for the first time in a couple of weeks because, like I said, I missed the UC Davis game due to a personal matter, and I missed the Cal Poly game on New Year's Eve because I tested positive for COVID. But fortunately, I'm recovered, obviously well enough to do this video and obviously well enough to go to the games. But I'm close to being back to normal. I still have a little bit of congestion here that I'm trying to get out too. But anyway, let's talk about this game, shall we? Okay, Long Beach State, the defending champs of the Big West from 2022. I knew that was going to be a dogfight, no doubt about it. Did I think they would win? I actually didn't, because like I said, I had some doubts. And if they were going to win, they'd have won by the skin of their teeth. But, however, they found a way. And they were down Justice Jackson due to inflammation in his knee, as I said, as I've seen on the broadcast, or as I heard from Kuno Alehi on the Spectrum broadcast. But hopefully we'll see Justice back on Monday against CSUN. Now I'm going to say right away, do I think we'll win against CSUN? Yes, I do. They're 0-6, but as long as we don't take this lightly, this should be an easy win. I'm going to say that right now. As long as we don't take it too lightly, we should come out the winners. And CSUN, they were picked to finish last in conference. I don't think they've been the same since Lamine Janae had graduated or departed or turned pro or whatever it was. But anyway, Long Beach State, they were down two of their key starters, which certainly helped us out in a way. And they also mentioned on the broadcast, or Kanoa Leahy mentioned on the broadcast that LBSU, they didn't get in until like 3 or 4 in the morning because their flight was delayed. And I thought maybe that might help us out. And from what I could see, I don't think it did. But the fact that UH is still able to keep pace with them certainly told the story. And they had to heavily rely on their starters for a change because with Justice Jackson on the sidelines, UH only got 2 bench points, basically 2 free throws for more sec. Now, obviously, Sec did play well. Although he got 2 points, he did provide a lot of energy that certainly helped UH stay in it. And of course, Coach Aron Ganat had to rely on the walk-ons, basically Cody Williams and more Sec, to kind of pick up the slack, especially with Justice Jackson on the sidelines. And I could easily tell that UH had to work a little harder than normal because of Jackson on the sidelines. But I still thought that they played well. They were scrapping, they scrapped, they clawed, they fought back. They deserved that win. And they needed this win to keep pace and perhaps back up their second place prediction. For the record, I would have picked them for second, but I thought that they could also win the Big West season, with third being the worst that they could do. But it's still early. I still believe it's our year. And they really had to fight back because they got guys, because the Beach has got guys like Jadon Jones and even the Traore trio, Abubakar Traore and Lassim Traore, I believe that's what his name is. But anyway, those guys those guys can certainly play. And we really had to fend off a lot of their hustle. And we definitely had to overcome a pretty slow start once again. But I thought we did a lot better on turnovers in this game. We only had 14. We had 5 after the first half, 9 in the second half. But still, I would take 14 turnovers for sure. It's a lot better than 22. That's what they did at Fullerton. But anyway, I thought that they played well. They definitely had to pick up the slack with their bench not really contributing. But UH started the game 3 with only 3 field goals converted out of like 20 something. But anyway, I still thought that they were like 3 for 24, I believe. But once Samuta Avea hit this triple, that's when everything started to flourish. And I was very glad to see that they were able to feed off of that triple from Avea, as you just saw. I really think that really ignited a spark in them, and that really gave them back that snap because they were able to come back and take the lead. And they also got some help from a layup from Bernardo da Silva in the waning moments of the first half. And if they made that basket, I just had this feeling that they were going to be able to compete with Long Beach State and perhaps send them home as the losers. And I was right. But they definitely had to work harder than normal with Justice on the sidelines. Now, that second half, they did have a slight cold streak and lost the lead, but they never let it exceed 10 points. University of Hawaii, I'm talking about here. And fortunately, unfortunately, Noel Coleman looks like he's back to his old self because he led the way with 25 points made. And I also think we got a big contribution from three other guys, and Samuta Avea, Kamaka Hepa, and Bernardo da Silva. And Bernardo da Silva, he was just 1 point shy of a double-double. He had 9 points and 12 rebounds, I believe he had. And 12 rebounds. That's a team high for him. So, excuse me. In fact, he had 12 rebounds. Kamaka Hepa had 14 actually for a team high. But Noel Coleman, there's not much else you could say about him because he proved that he was the X factor, and I'm glad to see him start to hit some triples. Because there was a time earlier in the season where he had some, I don't think necessarily bad games, but he did have some good performances. He scored over 10, and I think that's really good in those games. But tonight was probably that performance that he was looking for to kind of solidify in his mind that this is where he belongs. And as you can see, you saw some of the free throws I got of him. Coleman was a perfect 11 of 11 at the free throw line. And when you're perfect from the free throw line, you got a damn good shot at having a good game. And he and Hepa were the only, or in fact, Coleman, Hepa, and Morsek were the only guys who were perfect from the free throw line. Coleman with 11, Kamaka Hepa with 2, Morsek had 2. But still, UH was 7 triples. That's another part of this game that really told the story. UH had 7 triples made, whereas Long Beach State, they had only 2. And they were both from Jadon Jones, and he had 8 points that night. But Tone Hunter was the guy that I thought really proved to be the pest for the University of Hawaii because he had 18. And Abubakar Traore had 16. It was actually Lassina Traore. He also fouled out too. And he's one of their key contributors too. And UH has got to be ready when they face Long Beach State at the Walter Pyramid later in the season. And another guy that really came through is Amari Stroud. He had 12. And he also had a team high 6 offensive rebounds of the Beach's 14. In fact, he had the most offensive rebounds of anyone because the guy who had the most offensive rebounds for UH was Bernardo da Silva, and he had 4, which is not bad. I mean, I still thought that they played well. He even got 16 offensive rebounds of their 48 rebounds. And I thought for sure that Long Beach State was out rebounding them, but it turns out UH won that battle 48-39. And I also think that having the walk-ons on there certainly is proving to be a great decision by Coach Ganot, because Cody Williams has certainly been kind of learning the ropes now instead of being put in for garbage minutes. And and Cody Williams, he played 7 minutes. He didn't score, but he had a key assist there. UH had 6 overall. No one had more than 3 assists. In fact, nobody exceeded 2 on either team, because UH had 6 of them to the Beach's 4. But what really told the story for the University of Hawaii was that they were perfect from the free throw line at 8 for 8. Grant, and also the Beach was perfect from the free throw line in the first half. But how many free throws did they take? Only 1. And I thought that really told the story, besides the triples as well. In first half of the Beach, they didn't hit 1. They were 0 for 4. In contrast to the University of Hawaii, they were 2 for 12, which is all right. I mean, I know they've done better. But of course, the Long Beach State is not really known for hitting triples. And then UH did better in the second half, shooting 50% from 3-point range at 5 for 10. But it wasn't until the final few minutes where Coleman drained a triple that you're seeing right now that I thought really told the story and certainly solidified the win for the University of Hawaii. And when you consider when you consider how athletic that Long Beach State is, this was a game that probably could have gotten out of reach for the University of Hawaii, but they kept in it with their defense. And if you can defend well, you give yourself a damn good chance at winning this game against one of the perennial front runners as well, like Long Beach State, because we've proven we've got the pace. I guess the only question is, can they find a way to win? And they certainly did. So obviously, they also have to find a way to win against Irvine, Santa Barbara, and UC Riverside for a change, because Hawaii has had some kind of off and on good luck against a team like Riverside, and give them credit, they're a good defensive team, and that's going to be our toughest road trip of all. If we can come through with the split in that one, we'll still be in the hunt. Now up next is CSUN, Cal State Northridge. Do I think we'll win this one? Yes. They're currently 0-6 right now. As long as we don't take it too lightly, we should come through with this win. So, but we definitely are going to have to play slightly better and maybe not have as many cold streaks. But obviously, just as long as we play well, we stand a good shot at winning that game. As long as we don't take it too lightly, and as long as we don't commit too many turnovers, because last year when CSUN came here, they committed only 4 turnovers. We had 16, 10 in the first half, 6 in the second half. Compared to CSUN, they had 3 in the first half and only 1 in the second half. Unfortunately, UH had built a big enough lead to be able to keep that, but I had to keep that win. But I also felt that not hitting a triple in that second half contributed to CSUN getting a little closer than normal. So once again, as far as Long Beach State is concerned, that game definitely gets an A from me. And they won it 79-70, as you saw in an earlier graphic. Of course, you're also kind of seeing it right here as well. I decided to put it up here too. So anyway, our next game will be against CSUN, as I said. That'll be on Monday, January 16th. That's Martin Luther King Day. So, and that's a 5 o'clock start, so I'm going to have to fly solo to that one. All right, guys, that's it. And I'll see you all again. So I decided to do this right now since I have all this time. So once again, an A grade. And if we can come through with 2 wins at home, we'll be in good shape. So for now, you'll see some more of my B-roll to finish out this video. And we'll see you for that next game against CSUN. Well, I'm Apono, everyone.